Yeah,
Uh,
I don't think Uber is working. Well, I don't know. I never hear anything about self-driving, right? So, Jim, I'll share with you what Jim Robel talks about. There's 3 stocks that he thinks will do well,
mhm.
and that at least consumer-related stock, especially related to the younger generation. So he said that the young people, they like these 3 stocks because they all love these 3 things. First is Uber, and everyone's like, oh, Uber this, Uber that, right?
Yeah, I also do that.
Yeah, so all the younger generation is like very, this brand is like in their mind. Like, they have to go somewhere, Uber. They have to eat something, Uber, right? So,
Yeah.
so the branding is there, and the younger generation is accustomed to this stock. And you can see, like, it just moves straight up. This is a very steep 10-day line. Very strong. You can see I'm pushing up my stop loss here. I'm ready to take profit. As I mentioned, this stock, I'll just jump to this screen here just to show you the earnings here, because it's just faster on my Excel spreadsheet. So right here is -30 next month, the next quarter. Again, sometimes when they forecast negative, doesn't mean they can't beat it, right? And the market expectation is that, hey, it looks like they'll probably beat it because they're doing well right now. So the market ignore that, and yeah, so 29 cents will probably come down to 20 cents or something like that. So that's still pretty high compared to all these other quarters, So that's probably why the market is like, that's still okay. I think they'll probably beat it. I don't know, and at least that's what the market thinks. But right now, yeah, this stock is acting super strong. So this is one of the 3 stocks that Jim Roper mentioned the younger generation like. But yeah, in terms of development, I don't know if they're building any new products or anything. I have no idea. Yeah. The next one is DraftKings. The slope of this 10-day is strong. It's not as strong as Uber, but it's still pretty steep. It's like 50, 60, close to 55-degree angle. And you can see it just broke out recently. And yes, and this looks like obviously this is an older name, and it had a huge correction, and it has come up now on the right side. Let's look at the volume for a second here. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Since the report, volume has spiked on the blue side. So again, very similar to Uber, like very good, right? I think Uber. Let me go back to Uber. Yeah, so spike on the earnings, and then yeah, not bad. Friday is a little bit low on volume, so we'll see whether this will start to stall or not. So DraftKings, yeah, the younger people love to gamble now, and DraftKings is definitely taking that by storm. So yeah, so these 2 stocks. The last one he mentioned that a lot of young people like is Celsius, the booster drink. The stock is not acting that well though right now at this moment. It tried to break out and it fell. So this one is not on my list. But it did announce 3-for-1 split. But yeah, it didn't move on that news either. So lots of red. But I don't know. It could be like now that it broke this low, it could be exhausting, right? Like it could be all the people who sold already sold, and 200 days coming up. So I think, again, I do believe the fundamental story. Young people, they love the drink, and so whether it'll have another big run, we'll see. Sometimes, I don't know, like I didn't listen to the earnings report, so I don't know what the sell-off is related to. But let me just check the earnings quickly here. Yeah, it's still forecast to be almost 200%. So that's I mean, that's gonna turn positive because it's now 3 quarters are positive now, and so it's turning positive. It's basically a very strong and these numbers are big, right? Like it's getting bigger. So I think the fundamentals are definitely still strong. But like I say, I think this recent weakness is most likely going to be short. Like even on Friday, look at the selling volume as it hit near the lows, right? It's starting to exhaust. You see, no one wants to sell anymore, right? So I think for me, I already told myself, like, let's see how if it comes to 200-day, but it hasn't. So that's a good sign. Despite so much volume of selling, it didn't come to 200-day. So someone is buying. I think someone's buying. So I think that when it bounce, it will be especially above this 50-day line as it comes down, come back across it. I think it's a good chance to buy it. Yeah, I do believe in this fundamental story. Everyone, talk about how good the drinks are. So I've never tried it. They say it's like super strong, like it gives you lots of energy, and that's why the young.
Is it available in Canada?
Sorry?
Is it available here in Canada?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's still a very new name, right?
Right.
Even in the U.S., they say I don't know about now, but like 6 months ago, it wasn't even in every state, right? So, but yeah, it's starting to show up in the bigger chains now, like Walmart. I think I can't remember which other stores. So let me jump to my list that I monitored this week. So like on Friday, yeah, Ross Store came out on good earnings. So a lot of stocks move on earnings this time, right? So you see, it was like kind of weak even before the earnings. So this like undercut the previous 7-8 days of movement, and then on the news it gap up. So I took a first position on it. So we'll see if this can hold. But yeah, so consumer stocks did pretty well. This is the Chinese automaker. It's been struggling, but it is still constantly trying to make new high, right? And to me, this stock, every time it moves. Like this is the last run right here. But before that move, it always struggled big time. Look at how many times it struggled here. So right now we're in this cup base, much different than this flat base here. And even here, right, like even as it climbs up, like it struggles quite a bit. But you can see now it finds like 21-day support easily, and even the 10-day, it always constantly bounces back the next day. Look at that. So I think this stock wants to run again, So that's again, this is a Chinese stock. The Chinese stocks are doing generally not too bad. Yeah. So they all had a base and now trying to come out. So I think this is gaming stock. So that's I'll move that here. That should actually be here. Expedia. Oh my. So Expedia, I came in late. This stock is just on fire right now. Yeah, it just broke out and like even it's just not hesitating to go up. This is even crazier than Uber. This is like 75-degree angle, man, on the 10-day. Look at all this huge volume spike. Like, it's just incredible stock right now. And it broke out like a really monster right this week. So I think this has a lot more room to go. And the numbers are looking good, right? Look at these numbers. $5. If I show in terms of percentage, let's see what the forecast look like. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Expedia, 62%. So that's yeah, it's not bad. It's like $182. Forecast. Yeah, they probably will be probably easily. We'll see. So that's another good stock this week. Copart, that one came out this week too. I don't know too much about it, but it's the retail auto parts. Looks very strong, this chart. So I took a small position. TJX. Okay, ANF. This is This is probably the superstar of the retail sector, right? Look at this one. It's just non-stop. Every time you think it will stop, it just doesn't want to stop. I came in late too on this stock. Like I missed the whole beginning part, and now I have a full position, but we'll see. But yeah, like every time it just bounced back. It's just, you know, who knows? This might be the last leg, right? I don't know. But it's starting to accelerate as well. That you can see, like, you know, usually when the stock has been running for more than 2 months, you want to start drawing a trend line on the top, and see whether it will break that trend line. So right now it's getting near it, you see. So you know, because yeah, but again, every time this stock comes back to 10 or 21 day, it just rebound. But right now it's definitely further away. So yeah, but this is yeah, this stock is just spectacular right now. Like it's been running for a while now, before everyone else did. Okay, Urban also came out recently. It's not fully, like, this is probably the handle right here. Okay, so it hasn't reported earnings yet. So I guess the earnings will decide the fate of this. It seems to be that way anyway, this quarter, for all the stock. So it might be too risky to buy at this moment. Yeah, Elf just, you know, again, this is one of the stocks that ran really well last year, like for a long time. Same thing, right? Almost like ANF, but this one has already given up, and it's starting to come back out again. It's not on my list no more because the future earnings is negative, right? So it's, well, not negative, it's very low, 4%. So again, that really depends, right? Like if they can beat it, 4% will probably be like 50 cents. So 50 cents compared to 82, so it's definitely not as high as, you know, but who knows? They might beat it, right? I don't know. But right now it's coming back above 50, so that's the first good sign. So probably, you know, can probably take a position and see how it goes from here, because it could come back. Because this is you know, previous winner, and if the correction is over, then yeah, especially now it comes out 50-day. Volume is not bad. Could be a winner. Yeah, looks good. The chart looks good now. And volume, look at the volume here. This last 3 or 4 days, and then the selling volume is super low. So this is a very good sign actually. A turnaround, I think. Yeah, I'll have to put it on my list because I haven't put it back on my list. So yeah, that's a good stock. Maybe just write it down here. So yeah, there's probably more. Let me see if anything. Race, man, this stock just keep running. Same thing, right? This is like it has built a long flat base here, and this is pretty nice. I think anytime you see a 45, to me, I think a 45-degree angle, 10 days is probably the best. It's not too fast, it's not too slow. It's a good pace, and it's doing that. And you know, this stock is just wearing. The one thing I like, because this is a really high price stock, I like it because of that, right? It's not as volatile, and it's easy to hold type of stock, I find. But right now it's definitely the strongest slope since this run here. So yeah, it just, you know, looks pretty good. Lots of volume here as it comes out of the base, so that means institutions are buying it. But now volume is still starting to get lighter and lighter. So, but this stock is just known for you know, a long-term climb right here. So this is a big base. Look at how many times I tried on this stock, and now it finally broke out. So yeah, so I'm glad it finally did, because
Yeah.
so yeah, once it broke out, it took off. So that's good for that stock. Starbucks also came out on good earnings. Yeah, just trying to see if there's any other stock that Miniso has. I think it's probably, let me see if it's starting to turn yet. Yeah, so Miniso, the Chinese retailer, yeah, it's still building this base. See? It's still trying to come out, but it hasn't. But again, I think like most of these stocks, once it comes out of the base, it runs. You know, so it just had to be patient. It hasn't come out yet. Yeah. So that is let's see. Okay, Light and Wonder. So Light and Wonder. Okay, let's see where it is right now. Okay, so it did come out of this small base, very tight, nice small base, like really short base actually, 6 weeks, and it's very shallow, 14%. So it came out, and yeah, I think this stock it has potential. Yeah, and I like the price, $80. So yeah, looking very good right now. It's like, you know, yeah, I think it was this earnings news, right? Gap up, and then look at how tight it's holding. So again, it's definitely riding the 10-day line, right? You can tell it wants to ride the 10-day line. So I think this stock is good. Yeah, looks good. Wait, and Wonder. Amazon. I was in it, and then I was out, and then I was in it, and then I was out. It's been struggling lately. I don't know. It still looks good overall. Like if you look at the weekly chart, you can see this is a very deep base. It's 19%. It looks deeper than it is, I guess. Yeah. So it's trying to come out right now. So I think once it come out, then it'll probably move. Because that's the thing, right? Most stocks do that. Once it come out of the base, then it moves. So right now we're near the peak. So if it can come out clean, then it will probably move. So yeah. Okay. So I think that's it for. Okay, one more. RCL. RCL is also moving right now. Royal Caribbean. Yeah, the run is definitely not as strong as some of the other ones. Well, this last run was okay. So, we'll see. Yeah, because I don't know, I've never heard more people talk about cruises than now, man. Everyone talk about cruises now.
Yeah.
So, I feel like the cruise industry are doing well in terms of like people talking about it. So, yeah, so I think they might have room to grow if that becomes a new trend for people to travel, is to go on cruise. But yeah, this chart started to look good. I have one position so far. I'm seeing if I should add more. But it looks good. Like the 10-day line is slope, yeah, 45-degree angle. So that looks pretty good too. All right. So on Tuesday this week, basically the stock market picks up. As you know, really Tuesday was the big day. Homebuilders surge as well. Yeah, the inflation report, I was really surprised. Like I think it was like almost flat month over month, and yeah, 3.2% versus 3.3, and then the core was 4 versus 4.1. Yeah, so the market really rallied on that news because, you know, it's just month over month was the number I care most. It was flat, so that's really good. And that day Russell took off, right? So it was the biggest one-day gain since November 10, 2022. Yeah, Nasdaq jumped above 14,000. Yeah. The other thing that's happening is the 10-year yield is just keep dropping. So let's just look at it right now. Yeah, okay, sorry, that's a monthly chart. But yeah, you can see now it falls through the 50-day. Now it's like the 10-day slope is like going this way.
Yeah.
So it looks pretty good. It looks like it wants to come down here. So if that's the case, then market probably have more room to run. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. And then the home builder group moved a lot this week. So let's look at ITB. Yeah, it's bouncing back again. The slope is pretty strong, like almost 45-degree angle. It looks good. Yeah, it's coming back strong. So a lot of the stocks is not on my radar because they all have negative future earnings, but you know, they could beat it right easily, I think. So all right. So yeah, there's some of the DHI. Let's look at just one of them. Yeah, so wow, this one's almost near new high. That's impressive. Yeah, this is a very impressive chart actually, because it took so long to come down, and then it only took this. Like, look at that slope. This one is even stronger than the index, eh? So
Yeah.
than the ETF. So yeah, this is a really strong slope. Crazy. That's pretty crazy. So yeah, if the rates go down, mortgage rates go down, probably. Again, I don't know how true it is. They keep saying there's a short supply in the U.S. because no one wants to sell because of the high interest rate, and because there's a low supply in the home market. So all the new home builders are, I think they came out with good numbers right on this week, for new permits and stuff. So yeah, so they do pretty well. On Wednesday, the PPI came out and also lower than expected. I didn't have my notes here, but that's what happened. Now let's jump to just quickly look at the SMH index. Yeah, so the big news this week was this SMH broke out. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It has that 3-leg down, just like the index did. And now it came back and broke out. So this is looking really good. I think the one stock I think like nobody expect was Intel, right? They're just really strong. Like, look at this. Look at this, right? It's just so strong. Like, it's incredible. Like, the slope right now is like, I don't know, 75-degree angle. It's like crazy. So this was probably the most unexpected start. Just boost out the gate right now. Yeah. Anyhow, so that was this week. It really took off. Friday. So right now the November rally is already the best since the market's low. So it has come up quite a bit in November so far. 2 weeks into it. We have the largest 3-week event since April 2020. So that is also quite impressive. For S&P is the best 3-week stretch since also June 2020. So one thing that IB talked about is this week, despite all the gains, they're ignoring the opportunity to take profits, and buyers remain committed. So look like this rally is still looking very good. And also there's some widening of the stocks, not just the Magnificent Seven, although that could be debated. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then RSP, equal weight S&P, is also in line with the regular weighted S&P in terms of performance. Same thing with Nasdaq. So basically what this basically is trying to say is like, it's not just the big caps that are moving, right? It's also the other stocks that are also moving in line as well. So yeah, so that was pretty much it. And in terms of my notes, I don't have too much. There's not too much news this week, other than the CPI was the big one. But I want to look at the index quickly. We'll just go through it, and then I want to go through a recap of what happened recently. But yeah, so where are we on the Nasdaq? We are past 14,000 level. Look at this. It passed 14,000, and it didn't want to come back to 14,000. You see that?
Okay.
That's really strong, right? That's the strong side. So probably the next level it will test is this high. That's my guess. Right? Right now it's probably stuck around this previous high here. But again, I just feel really confident because it didn't even want to come back and test 14,000. At least not yet, anyway. But that's already like 4 sessions right above it. S&P, again, very similar, close to previous high. This one hasn't come to it yet. And then Dow, wow, Dow is actually stronger than I thought. Yeah, look at this. It's already kind of hit the same level, whereas S&P hasn't. So that actually surprised me. Russell. So Russell is super volatile. Came up, then down, came up, went back down. You know, very volatile. I think this is probably by far the most undecided story. So a lot of people are saying for this rally to continue into the new year, the Russell has to break this line, 200-day. So I think everyone's watching this. If it can, we will probably go back down, which is going to be bad. Yeah. So let's jump into 1 second here, to the IBD newspaper. I want to show you just a recap of the Nasdaq chart over the last few months. I thought this was a good recap. So why this time might be different from market rally. So the you know, you have to kind of go back and study this. So number one here on the chart, it says here a follow through day happened on August 29, right here. And but then you know, number two here, it didn't hold that 50-day line. So you see it went up, and then after the follow through day, and then it fell, and then it broke the 50-day line also. So even though it didn't undercut the follow through day, but it broke it. So that's number two. And then number three, right here, we got another follow through day. So this is like you can see on this chart because it cut off right here. But so this is first leg down, this is second leg down, and then it has another follow through day. It went up, and then you know it couldn't make more progress, and then again it fell the 50-day line, right? So number four here fell the 50-day line. So even though it didn't undercut this follow through day, it fell, right? So the 50-day line seems to be very important, right, during a rally, to determine if it's a rally on the market. And then at the bottom here, this is a recent leg down, the most recent leg down. So it actually came down to 200-day, like this is the 200-day line right here, very close to it. And then you know, follow through day can happen, right, within 4 days from the low, and that's what it did. On November 1st, it punched back above the 5-day, you know, 10-day lines on number 6 here. So yeah, so those two average lines came back up, and that was a follow through day. And then right away the next day it made another follow through day. So this was a back-to-back follow through day. So that is definitely something different too, right? And then so then the question is, like, you know, now we come back to the 50-day line. Look at what it did the next day. It just climbed above it, like no hesitancy, right? So so this is, like, you know, really strong. And then what happened? It just keep going, and it just keep going. And so the 50-day line is like very far now all of a sudden. And then we had this one distribution day here, this one red day, because it came in a higher volume. But then what happened the next day, number 8? Same again. It just make a big progress that day, like 2.25% gain. Again, it's, you know, it's an expectation breaker, especially after a distribution day. So it's almost like, hey, there's nothing happening. And then number 9 is, you know, the CPI day this week, and we gap out on that. So again, yeah. So after a strong, you know, right now it says after such a strong rally, a pause should not only be expected, but welcome as a healthy digestion. So right now, this last 3 days is tight action, and it's probably a good time to continue looking to find leading stocks. So yeah, so right now it's digesting, so we'll see how good this digestions hold. yeah, if you're looking at stochastic, you can see, right, this level is tends to be overbought territory. So, you know, sometimes, you know, you can see like right here, it'll fall a little bit and then continue, fall a little bit, continue. That would be probably the best case scenario if we see that. That way it can, you know, basically keep going higher. You know, so if you look at this, right, and then right here, you see it start to do a little bit pullbacks here before it runs to the final one, and then even here you see a pullback bigger and then continue, right? So that's what it would look like if this were to continue before the big leg down right here. So yeah, so let's see if it can hold. Yeah, this was the rally between May and July, 2 months. So I'm hoping to get at least 2 months out of this. We'll see. We're still in we just finished the 3rd week, right? So if this lasts at least 2 months, and then if we go even further, like, you know, 3-4 months, that would be great. We'll see how this goes. Right now, the other thing, let's look at the sentiments. This one and this one. So the fear and greed index, let's see where it's at. I think it climbed back above now. Yeah, so it went back up quite a bit to greed level. So it's still not super high. It just barely came above neutral. So that's good. That's a good sign. Yeah, I think one of the things that I keep hearing about is like how many people are shorting the market, which is kind of weird that people are shorting the market right now. So that's why we see all these gap ups right now, right, on the Nasdaq. So yeah, we saw a lot of gap up this time, and that's, you know, contribute to, you know, to the movement here. Like this is a huge one right here, lots of shorting. I think you probably heard about Michael Burry, right? He closed covered his short, so that was huge. But yeah, in general, I even hear, like I said, lots of consumer retail are shorting the market, which is kind of weird. So that, I guess that's good for the market. That's usually counterintuitive. Bullish sentiment on the AII has come back 43%. So it's not super high yet, like 50% usually when it's near the maximum. We went from 24%. That was the lowest on the bearish side. So, but yeah. So I guess it's yeah, slightly more bullish now. So still okay. The one other thing I'll look at is we'll look at the Atlanta Fed expectation of GDP, as well as the FedWatch too. So after this week's CPI data, like everyone talks about it. It's not like, I'm sure, you know, it's not new now. Basically, there's no rate change probably till, like, so 525. So March, same thing. Let me close this. 525. May, I think May is when it start to cut. So now the futures are pricing in almost half, 50% of cutting rate in May. So that's about 6 months from now. So actually, yeah, roughly 6 months. 5 to 6 months from now. So that's what the market is pricing because of, you know, the CPI data. If it continues to be like that, then that means the inflation is pretty tame now, and the Fed can start to relax with the rate hikes. So that's what the market is pricing. That's why the market is like all of a sudden so bullish, right? And that also helped the Russell big time. So let me go back to the Russell because that's the big one right now. I think if the market were to go a lot higher, this thing has to come back up, and it could. It's very volatile right now, but it could. But it found resistance here first time, so we'll see. It'll probably try again. Yeah, let's see how that goes. And then let's keep going. Let's see what happens out in June. Same, so no cut there. So still 5%. Okay, so then in July, another price rate cut. right? 475. September, almost the same. So let's just say it stays, not same. November, cut. So November is another cut here. So that's 3 cuts so far, and December, cut again, 425. So 4 cuts right now. The market pricing next year, starting in May. So I think that's a huge change, from the market expectation. So coming back to the yield, like this really tanked like big time. We were at 5 not that long ago. Now it's like here. Give back almost half of the gains now. So if it does go to 4, that'll be very interesting. The US dollar also start to drop. So the 10-day slope looks like this right now. So that's interesting as well. So that will help a lot of US stocks. And also the oil price continue to, like this probably, like Friday it cut bounce back, but Thursday it looks pretty weak. But again, the 10-day slope looks like this now. So it might still have a lot more room to go. We'll see. Yeah. So we look at the Atlanta Fed GDP estimate right now is 2%. So for this quarter, it's sitting near 2%. So that's not bad, right? Like, obviously not 4% like last quarter, but that's expected. I think even 2%, it's pretty good. So, yeah. So we have our follow through day on November 1st. Market confirm uptrend. Since then, it's been green light mostly. In terms of the accumulation distribution on industry groups and stocks, we didn't really see much accumulation. Like there was still lots of distribution a week ago or last week, and then this week we're starting to see a big difference starting on Tuesday. Pretty much since the CPI data, you can see 500, 600, 700 stocks that I monitor are being accumulated. And look at the industry groups, right? Like over 100 is pretty good. That's more than half the industry groups are all being accumulated. And then on the distribution side is really low. And then from the 6 big sectors, technology doing well, retail doing well, industrial doing well, and financial doing well. And then health is okay, and then commodities are probably the weakest right now. So this last week, based up to end of day Friday, the group that has the most accumulation, computer software enterprise, medical, biotech, bank, Southeast, semiconductor manufacturing, some property REITs, medical products, computer tech, services, apparel, clothing manufacturing, finance, investment management, computer software special enterprise, computer software financial, retail apparel shoes, retail restaurants, transportation airline, machinery, general industrial. So I'm reading out this because what I want to show you is how diversified this is, right? This rally has been, like, it's not just one sector.
That's good.
Right? And look at all this accumulation happening in every group here that we're seeing, right? So it's even REITs and utility diversified, even the defensive sectors are being accumulated. So this is a very broad market right now, and it just started, right? So that's really good sign, I think. As of Friday, based on Friday's movement, the blue right here is all the relative strength for the daily and weekly that are closing near at new highs. So ANF we already talked about, LPG, and this is sorted by relative strength right now. So we go to LPG. So this stock, like this is very unbelievable because like we saw how the oil price has gone down so much, but yet this stock, like at first I thought it was gonna go down like right here, and I just holding it as, you know, I said, hey, let's see if it break that 10-day, right? That will probably be a signal to sell. And it didn't. It bounced back first day here, and I was like, oh, that's a big bounce. It's okay. It's like, you know, right here, the volume is lower. And then the second day, the volume is much higher. And then the third day, you see the volume, like no one wants to sell on the third day. And then Friday, look at what happened. It just came out on strong volume again. So yeah, so this stock, because oil ran like much fast earlier, right? And this is, most oil stocks already came down. This is probably one of the last remaining one. So this, at least this is, for me, it's the only last stock I'm holding in the oil and gas sector. TNK was another one I was holding. It hasn't come back up so far, right? It has come down, it hasn't come back up. It didn't make new highs no more. And then the other one is TDW, Tidewater. So this one's broken down already. So most oil and gas stock, even the leaders, are already broken down. But LPG is the only one remaining. And I continue to hold it, but it's probably coming near an end unless the oil rebound fast. I don't know. But I'm just impressed with how LPG was able to really even like bounce to a new high on Friday. I was just really impressed with this. So you know, earlier before this meeting, we talked about like holding, you know, the 3 rules, right? Follow the market trend, cut your losses short, and let your winners ride. And this is definitely a good example of letting your winners ride, despite the oil price is weak, right? Because I still remember I was like, oh, should I sell? Should I sell? You know, all these oil stocks are dropping. I even wrote it down because I want to make sure I want to study this one. And this is, you know, again, very classic example. When you have your winners riding, let them ride. Don't sell short too early, especially 10-day, right? 10 days is like your like, you know, you should expect every stock always come back to 10-day. Like don't ever not expect that. But when it comes back to 10-day, watch how it acts around the 10-day, because if it breaks the 10-day, it will probably drop to 21-day, and that's probably a good sell signal if you want to take your profit, right? In this example here. And that's what I gave it. I gave it enough room, you know, to let it ride the 10-day, and it did. So now the 10-day is rising again. So we'll see. I mean, it could still fail here. This could be a fake. You know, then so be it, right? Then you know. But if this continues to run, who knows, right? That's what I'm saying. You have to let your winners ride when you have one. You know, give it some room, but you know. But be ready to take your profit when you have a winner. So that's a good example of that. So I think this is a good study case. Yeah. So we already talked about DraftKings, Palantir. Okay, let's just look at it quickly. And yeah, it's breaking out. Very strong stock right now. Like, you know. The one thing, like, some people like don't like this stock, like not like Jim Ropel mentioned, he's like, he doesn't like this pullback, right? Like this part right here is very ugly. But if you ignore this part, it looks really nice round cup shape base. But you know, but anyhow, the other thing that, you know, the good side is that there's lots of volume on the accumulation side, especially, you know, in the last 10 sessions. So that to me, that's a very strong sign, right? Like because, you know, all this happened after that big drawback. So I think I could discount those. On the weekly chart, it doesn't look as bad, right? In fact, you see all the upweek in volumes. Yeah, all the upweeks in volume. So that's really good. So I think now that I've broken out, let's see, it will take off. I think, you know, this is still an AI giant. So it could really take off. We'll see. Like there's a few stock like that really surprised me, right? Like in this area, electrical contract manufacturing. So CLS is a new position I took this week, and I mean, it has a nice run already. But this recent weeks, it pulled back pretty strong. But I was shocked how fast it came back up. Like, just shocked. And the electrical again, I don't know who their clients are and stuff like that, but I mean, there's something happening in this industry. It's just really strong rally right here, you know, built this V-shaped correction, and now it's taking off like again, very strong. Like this slope is like 50, even 55, 60 degree or something like that. It's really strong. The other one also on my radar is VRT. This was a previous leader as well. And this tight shape base, it failed this base. It undercut it by so slightly. And then now it's taken off again. Now this 10-day slope is not as strong, but yeah, this is just a strong leader. If you look at the weekly chart, you can see how much it has moved. So I wouldn't be discounting it now that it has also broken out to new high. So this thing could move. And look at those numbers, right? Like this is triple digit growth. CLS, let's see. So this one is slightly less. This is a newer, smaller stock. So I think VRT. Yeah, VRT is 5 times bigger. So anyhow, this one ACLX is a health stock. I don't remember what they do now, but some news came out. They also report earnings. Yeah, this stock actually is surprisingly, you know, really strong. Like, I mean, it does build basis every time it comes out. Not too long after, 26-28% gain from the breakout. So not like a big gain or anything. Yeah, I think I have to study this stock more because, like, you know, receive FDA for this treatment of patients. I don't even know what this means, but anyhow, the chart is looking really strong. A lot of health biotech stocks have taken a beating. Yeah, so but this one it just broke out. So okay, we talk about Shopify. So Shopify is it's okay. Like I'm not gonna say it's you know, it took a while for it to came out, but once it came out again on earnings, you know, it's now starting to move. So this is a good trend line, like 45-50 degree almost. Yeah, so we'll see if it breaks out. It's getting really close to the new high. Really close. It already broke out of this middle point here. So yeah, so if we surpass this easily, I think that will be good. I think the numbers are turning around now, right? So hopefully, yeah. But I think the volume, is still a little bit weak, right? So yeah, even in recent days, I mean, there's 2 days pop up here. Yeah, it's not as strong as some other ones, but it's okay. FICO, yeah, this stock is just like you know, it's one of those hidden gem, I think. So build a flat base here, undercut this flat base, and then it took off. So you know, now it's at a nice 45 degree angle. Yeah, this company definitely have a strong fundamental. You can see the earnings continue to grow. Yeah, this looks like probably like one of those stocks that have a long-term trend. Reminds me of Raise or Elf kind of stock where it just goes up weekly constantly. Now the slope is pretty strong though. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it is moving fast. Qualisys, this is cybersecurity, make a new high on Friday. Yeah, looking pretty good. Broke out right here. So I don't know if that's a new high. Let's see. Yeah, that is a new high. Impressive. So yeah, very strong. This is the in the cybersecurity group. This is probably one of the less known one. this CrowdStrike, right? Those are pretty strong too. Look, it's making new high, keep hitting new highs. Zscaler, those are more, again, those are probably more well-known name. But I find, but those, you see, all those are not even close to their high, right? But Qualysys is. So Palo Alto, they didn't report a good earnings, right? Or guidance, I don't know which one, but they didn't move much. Rapid, it's okay. Not moving too much right now. It's just still stuck in the base. And then finally CyberArk. Yeah, this one looks pretty good too. So pretty close to near high. Sorry, look at monthly chart. Yeah, so this one is also near like all-time high soon. So this guy broke out. So I think, like, you know, the one that I think surprised people the most is probably Qualysys. Yeah, I think this one probably, you know, in this group anyway, has the most potential right now. We talk about RCL, Expedia, Race, Copart. We haven't talked about Wing. Let's look at Wing. So this one has a future guidance of lower earnings. Let's see what it is. Negative 8%. But it just broke out. So, you know, if you ignore the earnings news, assuming you think they can beat, at least the market is ignoring it. The volume is not bad coming out on this 1 week here. Yeah, we'll see. The only problem with this stock is always like very choppy, right? So that's the only one thing I don't like about it. But right now it's broken out from this big base. The slope is strong. This is, you know, close to 60-degree angle almost. So that's really strong. Yeah, we'll see. Cloudflare also, you know, it reminds me of Palantir a little bit because it's just like really choppy. Like right here, this is a big down drop right here. But since then, it's okay. 45-degree angle right now. Yeah, volume is not bad either. So this one, you know, you can see, right? If it breaks out this level, that's probably the big level. Like this is near $80. That's probably the big one. I guess the first one would be this previous right here. Even this one's probably close to 75. That level will be important. 76. So, and then 80. If we break out of those two levels, I think game on for this stock. The numbers are looking pretty strong. You know, honestly, I think Cloudflare is one of the few stocks that, I mean, before it ran a lot, so don't get me wrong. This is not, I was going to say it's been oversight. But I think it's one of those stocks, like, so many websites use Cloudflare now just to protect from, like, you know, DOS attacks and, you know, all kinds of like people trying to hack their site and stuff. That this is becoming a household name for the small business, and I think they'll continue to dominate, right? So I think, you know, I like the fundamentals. So, and right now the numbers are showing it, but the price action, like I say, it just hasn't come out yet. But hopefully once it come out, it'll be strong, you know. So something to pay attention to. At least right now, is trying to act like it wants to come out. So I think it has potential. Intuit, again, this stock just never goes away. It's like I mean, you know, it's not at least it hasn't been a high flyer so far, but last time it did, right here. So let's see, right? If it breaks out right here, it did this week. So let's see if it will do that run, you know. Because this was a strong run, like 12 weeks of run right here. So let's see if it does that. Again, this company is doing not bad. Like, you know, it's a large cap. Again, I'm surprised how good some of these large caps are doing. NTS, this Chinese gaming stock, you know, it's interesting. Like this stock, like it's on my radar all the time. It's definitely more choppy lately, but now again, same thing. It has taken off. It broke out of this base. You know, that's one thing I've learned, right? When it's in the base, anything could happen. When it breaks out of the base, it should be more smooth selling. Is what I'm trying to say, right? You know, in this case, you can see it came back to 10 and 21 day on that 1 day move. So that, you know, like most people who bought it right probably didn't get shaken out. You know, the slope is not bad, like 35, 40 degree angle. So again, let it ride. Let's see how far it can go. So that's that one. XP investment banker group here has a strong run right here from this original base here, and then it make another big base. Now it's starting to move again. So not sure we'll do it this time. Who else in this group? Futu. That's another. This one is a Chinese one. Futu. It's okay. This guy, where it runs, it runs. So that's something to watch out for. We haven't seen it yet. It's still trying to come out. So we'll see. Okay. So SAP again. So we saw Intuit. This is another one near 200 billion. Right? Just came out. It's almost like Intuit. Just came out. So all these big caps are, I mean, they're not mega cap, but they're pretty big. They're all doing so well right now. So improving earnings. Yeah, something is happening in the software. In those big caps, they're all doing well. I haven't looked at CRM. Let's look at that as well. So this one, it hasn't came out yet, but it's starting to. So again, 200 billion. So they're all doing well. Look at these numbers, right? So something is happening. Okay. Then we talk about Globe. Globe is in the tech service. So this one has a big week because of earnings. So it finally came. So we're close to breaking out. Some of these are the latecomers here. ENSG is a medical, long-term care. So surprisingly, this one broke out. So I like this chart a lot. Look at this chart. This is a nice long-term chart. And even now, like it just broke out of this massive base, like long new high finally. So probably will take off hopefully. ISRG, Intuitive Surgical. Again, a lot of health stocks are beaten bad. This is one of them. You know, but Intuitive Surgical, when it runs, every time it breaks out, is very nice. So we just, you know, this is a very deep base. This is a 29%. The last one is 22%. So yeah, it's still far away, but if you use this downtrend line, this is probably a good entry position. Yeah, we'll see. Numbers are starting to turn up again. So yeah, there's lots of stocks that are, you know, kind of on and off. Meaning, like, you know, they hit new highs and then they come back down, hit new highs, come back down. Let's talk about, yeah, MDB. I think that's one stock you're holding. This one's, you know, looks very similar to Salesforce. Long base. Now it's starting to build the right side of the base. Humongous numbers. Humongous. See, Datadog, same thing, very similar. So broke this downtrend line, now coming back up, trying to come out as well. Path, yeah, the same thing here. Is again, this one is a long base. Like, it hasn't done as much for most people. It's a smaller price stock, So definitely more volatile. But if it comes out of this long-term trend line, that will be a really good sign. Monday, same thing. Very similar, all these charts actually. Very deep base, 35% correction, 37% the previous one. So yeah, so you know, the bigger the correction, the more overhead they have, because as they come up, people will be trying to sell, you know, either to, you know, say, hey, I want to get out of this stock now, you know, stuff like that. So it usually takes a longer time, right, for those guys to climb to higher highs. Yeah, just okay, let's look at some of the big caps. We haven't talked about Nvidia. This chart still looks pretty good. I mean, it came back up right now. Let's go to daily. Oh yeah, it's reporting this week. So I think this will move the tech market, depending which way it goes. Very tight right now. Yeah, this is a potential for you know, for some big movement here. Let's see. Let's jump to Microsoft. So Microsoft was hit on Friday late, right? Because of the news. Look at the volume. Because of the Sam Altman guy from OpenAI leaving the company or something. I don't even know why he's leaving. Yeah. But anyhow, it just hit new high, and the news on Friday, like selling on volume, is not a good sign. You can see the RS rating trending down right now. Of course, it could bounce, right? But again, I think Nvidia report will probably impact some of this AI related stocks, right? So we'll see how Nvidia does, and that will probably also be related to this. So those two are very strongly tied to Nvidia. Let's look at Google. It's just started climbing above the 50-day. This is probably one of the weaker ones on the large cap. Look at Tesla. So this guy is really, it's not doing so well, right? Because it's like, it found resistance at 50-day, came back down. It's still under 50-day. There is slightly more blue volume on up days, so that's the only good thing I see here. But overall, I don't know. It looks like the downtrend is still in place. Yeah, so it has to climb above this 50-day clearly for it to be even have a chance to be more bullish. So that's that one. Apple. Apple looks pretty good actually. Like, see, this is, if it climbed above this downtrend, it's above 50-day, and the slope line is 45-degree angle. So this one look actually pretty good. Yeah. And this one is not bad too. It's near new high at least. Same thing like Google, like Microsoft. Sorry, Microsoft and Nvidia. Yeah, I think a lot of this big, like the Meta, the Microsoft, Nvidia, those three are gonna be more AI driven. So we'll see how Nvidia news come out, and yeah, so that's that. And let's look at Netflix. The Netflix is doing pretty well actually. Look at this. 45-degree angle, nice sharp trend. Duolingo. This one, you know, report good earnings, gap up, went up a few more days, so that's good. Now it came back to near the 10-day, and then it bounced off. So that looks really nice. this is actually picture perfect stock actually. Yeah. Duolingo is doing really well. Yeah, I like it. Again, this is somewhat AI related because they introduce AI to help people learn languages and stuff. Also, I heard they starting to go into like other areas of teaching, like they're starting teaching math now. Yeah, they're expanding their scope of like teaching. So they're expanding basically to more products. So I think, yeah, lots of growth potential. SMCI, this stock surprised me. So like I said, you know, let's go to daily chart. So we have this initial gap up, and then it ran big time, and then now it has corrected big time, and you know, right now it's trying to climb back up. Volume looks okay. Yeah, and you know, even the selling volume has, you know, look at that selling volume has really dry up. So there's a chance that this might be and this is a nice you can see the pattern recognition here, draw a double bottom base. So this is a nice double bottom base. This would be the lower buy point, and then this is the high breakout right here. So it has two levels to go through. Again, the one thing that has changed is their earnings are now positive again. So we'll see. I have a smaller position on this guy, so let's see how that goes. I already talked about M, and we'll skip some on this, but they're pretty good stock too. MPH, AWAV. Oh yeah, I have to talk about aerospace defense. I don't know, this sector is just so strong. Like this whole group is aerospace and defense. Like they all, not only they have broken out, but like a lot of them are like I'm surprised how high they are. Like look at this guy. This guy is like almost near new high. Yeah, I think like these numbers are impressive too. So so AWAP is one of them. Let's see what else here. FTAI. This one, yeah, this one was already hit new high. So these are all like, look at this guy. This is just going to the sky right now. KTOS. This one is okay. I think this one is one that has negative earnings. It's not on my list. Okay, lower earnings, not negative. So it still look good, but yeah. But this whole group is just really strong. There's a whole bunch of them. Anyhow, doing a lot, really good. Like it also, you know, it's not like it just started, right? This has started many weeks ago. So this whole group is just very strong. I'm really surprised. Okay, so and then I think no one talk about these few stocks here in the computer software design. So SNPS, right? Look at this guy, really nice, all-time high. It's already 14% from breakout point. Nice and easy to hold. I like this stock. 80 billion cap. CDNS. Same computer software design. Again, broke out. 8%. Really nice. Adobe. This one, same thing. Broke out. Trending nicely. Almost near new high, but not quite yet. Really close. Really close. So this is impressive stock. Look at this stock. This is impressive. Again, there's a lot of strength in the big cap tech stocks. I'm like really surprised how strong they are. How big is CTNS? 80, almost same as SNPS. So those sides are, I don't know, something's happening in that. Fixed in the heating product, doing well. Road. Info, I'm going to say Informatic. I haven't looked at this in a while. Informatic, it's coming back. Yeah, yeah, it just came through this high right here. So that's a multi-year high here. So, you know, looks good. This is a newer name, so not many people know about it. At least since December 21 IPO. So, yeah. ESTC, Inta, Salesforce we already talked about. Yeah, those are the ones that are doing okay. The rest are probably like I say, a lot of them are in and out, kind of move up and down quite a bit. Well, I'm gonna talk about MSTR. So I don't know. The Bitcoin craze is still going. So
Yeah.
this stock is like, I mean, this is probably the one closest to Bitcoin. Yeah, it's looking good. It's trying to break out this level here. You can see, but it's having trouble right now. But yeah, MSTR is one of those stocks. Look at this run, right? Long time ago. So like, if this guy wants to run, it will run. We'll see. On the daily chart, yeah, it looks pretty good. Look, 10-day. Look at this 10-day support. Unbelievable. High volume. So people who want to sell probably sold that day, but yet they just don't want to fall down. Look at how tight it is along the 10-day. This is like a lot of accumulation happening here too. So I don't know, man. It looks like it wants to go higher. Yeah, this stock looks very superb. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, what I want to talk about is the advanced decline line. So some people are saying, despite this rally has happened, is the advanced decline line is still not showing the strength that we would like to see compared to the index itself. So normally when you have index going up strong, in this case you can see right here it make a newer high. Right here was this point right here, and you can see we're barely hitting that level at S&P right now. So meaning we're not seeing as many stocks up, you know, compared to the weighted cap index, right? So that's still like probably the one negative thing that's still happening in this rally. And when you look at Nasdaq, it's actually even worse. So if you look at this level right here, you know, on the index, it's like way above it. But if you look at the advanced decline line, it's still a lot lower, right? In fact, it didn't even make new high this last week. Look at that. So some people are saying this is not a good thing, right? For the market rally to continue. Like, it will probably continue. It just won't be as, it probably won't be as broad as people think. And so those are negative signs of the market right now. Because normally you want to, as the market rally takes hold, you want to see more and more stocks participate. And on the Nasdaq, we are not seeing it. So I think that is something to be aware of. Yeah, anyhow. And this coming week we will have Thursday U.S. market off because of Thanksgiving. So it'll be a really short week. Generally, historically, the week before, the week of Thanksgiving and the week after are usually not very bullish. So I don't anticipate much movement. Some of the leaders might still move, but probably some leaders will start to pull back. So that's my take on the coming 2 weeks. And then we'll head into December. Hopefully, December will start out like a bang, like November, or maybe it'll, you know, maybe it'll weaken the next 2 weeks into December, and then before, like, for December, usually the last 2 weeks are the Santa rally. That's where most people are. Usually the market goes up. So that's kind of the trend, you know, for the rest of the year.